So, welcome back guys. This is the newest video from Flying Raven Studios. A couple of weeks ago we had some questions in about painting white armour. So we thought, hey, why don't we give it a go? So John and I sat down, draw straws, and looks like I got the short one. So enjoy and let's go. So let's get started. So first up, I've taken Eshin Grey at 50% and then Administratum Grey as well. Made a nice little mix on a wet palette. Basically what you're looking for is, I suppose, just around a glazed kind of consistency. And then what you do is you just start applying it. Now, this layer takes a while. You need to do a good 3 or 4 coats of this to get a nice, smooth coat over the whole entire section that you're looking at painting white. The idea of this is that it starts building up the depth. You start obviously with a black undercoat, and now you start just lightening it up a bit by bit. The next stage is slightly more Administratum Grey. So you change from the 50-50 to a 25-75. The idea is, again, you then are building up. You don't fully cover all of the areas that you had covered before. You leave bits in the recesses where you want to keep that shade and shadow. The next stage is then 100% Administratum Grey. Now this again is you reduce the area that you're covering, and the idea is that you're aiming towards the top sections where the light would be the strongest. So whether it's the sun shining on it or whether it's a light source from a tank that's driving past or something like that, that's what you're looking for. So the next stage is 25% Glacier Blue and 75% Administratum Grey. Now, as a Space Wolf player, I like to give the whites that I've been using that kind of slightly more icy cold look. So this just really helps that with that Glacier Blue coming in. So again, like the last processes beforehand, you're doing slightly less coverage. Each time you do it, you're aiming for the light section. So as I said, the section where the sun is shining the most, and you just keep building up. The next stage, again, we're dropping the Administratum Grey right down, keeping the Glacier Blue the same, but then we're adding some white. And I just used a white primer. It works really well and ends up with a nice finish. So you're building this up now and you're getting to very, very small sections that you're actually painting. And each time you're doing it, you're getting less and less and less. So it's quite important to just take it slowly, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to overload the areas that you are looking to have that graduation between the darker greys through to the whites. So just make sure you take a little bit of time on this one. Obviously, if you do have an issue, it doesn't matter, because you can always go back and blend it back in again. Now the last stage we're going to look at doing is 100% white prime. Now this is going to be a very, very small section in comparison to what you started off with. So you're looking for just the top edges, some of the edge highlighting sections, and just working over the whole entire area. As you can see, it's just a case of building up again. I did 2 coats with this white. I found that the first coat didn't go on quite as smoothly as I wanted, so I watered it back down, made another glaze, and started again with that white. So it's just a case of, as I said, taking your time is the important part with this one. And then that is pretty much the white armour done. Now, the next stage that we're going to look at is how to do a little bit of battle damage. So you can leave it as it is, and you can have nice kind of shining new armour with that lovely white effect. Or you can do what we're now going to move on to and put some nice bits of grim dark on it, as they say. So what I've done here is I found a bit of sponge, basically, dabbed it into the white prime, and then just put a few little bits all over the sections where you would get chipping and battle scars and battle damage. Then what I got is I got my fine detail brush and started adding a few little bit extra bits, so a few streaks across it. So you just need to be a little bit careful with what you're doing, because you need a detailed brush with a nice fine line and a fine tip to it. So as long as you take the time to do that, then you can get some nice scratch marks included in that. Once you've done that with the white prime, then what I did is I got some of the grey mix that I had from the 50/50 right at the very beginning. And what you do is you then need to draw the lines almost over the top of where you had your white marks. It just gives the scratches a bit more depth. Anywhere you've done some little dots, just make sure you put some little grey dots on them as well. And once you've done that, you will have a lovely finished model. And here is the final product. So there you go, painting white armour. It's a slow process, but with that time, with that effort, you get some absolutely incredible results. So I hope that's helped, and as always, press the button, hit the subscribe, stay in touch, and just enjoy it. It's a hobby, don't get stressed. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.